Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Do It For Yourself. So today I have kind of a fun project. Um, my wife had one of these molds in the kitchen. I think it's just a cake mold in the shape of a horse. And so if you have one of these lying around and you never use it and you want a fun project to do with your kids or even try yourself, then maybe you can take one of these and create a mold from it. So I told her, I said, look, maybe I can put some concrete in it, create a mold, and then you can find some paint products to paint the mold. Well, first let me say that I did try it once just as an experiment without a releasing agent, and so some of the concrete stuck to the aluminum. I'm going to try it again now with WD-40 and see if we can get the concrete to remove itself from the aluminum without sticking. Now, because there's some stuck concrete on here from trying it the first time, that'll probably show up on the mold. But for demonstration purposes, we're just trying to see if this will work, and if the concrete, after it cures, will pull from this cake pan once we apply the WD-40, and then give you an idea to go ahead and paint from it, or paint on it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the concrete that I have. Now, I don't have the best concrete. I think it's like, I don't know, it's Portland concrete, and I thought it was quick-rete, but it's not. So I'm going to move the camera over to the concrete. I'm going to mix a little bit of it, and then I'm going to pour some of that concrete into this pan with this WD-40 as a releasing agent. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first things first. So one of the secrets to mixing concrete, and I've done a lot of it, is getting a nice consistency. Don't overdo it with water. And this is just some leftover concrete that I had from a previous job. Alright, so we're going to pour some in here, and we're going to mix this puppy. Now, if you don't have a barrel, you can do this in a bucket. You just kind of judge about how much you're going to need. And then you just kind of mix it. It just seems like I have a lot, actually. I'm going to need a lot more water than that. All right, hold on. Almost there. All right, let's try that. I know it seems like a lot of work, but if you have a drill with an old mixer that you don't want, then I will go ahead and use that. If you put enough water in here, it won't be nearly as hard. Just don't overdo it with the water. You want to do a little bit at a time. Okay? Because if you do too much and you don't have enough concrete to make up for the water that you put in, then you're kind of screwed. See how it's getting kind of clumpy? We still have quite a bit of water over here. Again, if you put this in a Home Depot bucket, much easier to mix. But I already had it in the barrel, so that's why I'm doing it in the barrel. It needs more water. I actually have a concrete mixer, but most people don't have that, and so I'm trying to do it with the tools that most people have. We have enough water in here. just saw my dog. Alright, that's more than enough water. Now we're going to see how much easier it is to mix when you got just the right amount of water. This will be easy to pour. And my dog is out here. Mix it up real nice, guys. Just a second here. Alright. See that? A little watery, but that'll work. I'm not pouring it as a pad, I'm just putting it inside the... I want to try and get all the powder. Actually work. I love working with concrete, guys. I'm not a pro at it, but there's something gratifying about building platforms like I have over there for whatever, or putting a driveway in. It takes a skill, you know, and I often told myself I would like to work for a company just for a little while to learn the process. Alright, I think we're just about there. Again, if you have a little Home Depot bucket and you have something you could mix the concrete in, do it that way too. So here's what we have. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to put the camera over here. Hopefully you guys can see. And we're gonna go ahead and take this. I think you guys can see. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna put a little WD-40 in here. Get it nice and wet. See that? Nice and wet. Okay, and I'm going to pour out the excess. Now, it's preferably better to do this on a really flat ground, because when I start pouring the concrete, it's going to be tipped a little bit. So maybe I'll try and find a spot where it's more level. We'll take it over there. Okay. All right, so now we got a good coat of WD-40 in here. Hopefully you can see that. See, is that better? Yeah. Alright, now we're going to take it over to someplace a little more level and put the concrete in. Okay. That's one. That's two. That's the good thing about putting this on level ground is now you can fill it all the way to the top, or you can go halfway. It doesn't matter. You just want to see how it comes out. It's kind of cool. How about one more, just like that. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of some of that. It's on here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of level it out a little bit. And go ahead and, if you have a glove on, stick your finger in all these areas. What this does is it kind of takes away any air pockets that are in there. Just like that. You can see how much smoother it looks now. It looks a little more balanced. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll move the camera a little closer. It's starting to fill the sides a little nicer now. Okay. All right. Now, just 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to go ahead. Actually, you know what we're going to do? No, I'm not going to bring it over there. Okay, so we're just going to leave this here. And there's, you can see my shadows in the way. There's a finished product, just like that. See that? Okay, so it's going to take about 2 or 3 days for that to cure. And after the 3rd day or so, when I know that it's fully cured, I will go ahead and show you what it looks like once we're done. Okay, well, guys, I let this sit overnight, and so let's go ahead and see how it turned out. So I can see there's a little bit of separation between the concrete and the cake mold. Let's go ahead and turn this around. Nice and easy. And it came out real nice, guys. Look at that. Didn't stick at all. And there's your finished result. Now for kicks and giggles, I also poured it into a plastic container just to get an idea. I don't know. It's still curing. You can tell because the color of the concrete is still, I forgot what they call it. It's a darker color, but it'll get whiter as it cures even longer. But there it is. This is how it looks. Let me go ahead and okay, just like that. I'm out in the broad daylight, so it's kind of hard to. Now it does have a little bit of a, see if I can get this in the, can't see in the screen because it's so bright out today in sunny Arizona, but trying to not get my shadow in the way. Can you see that? Can I see that here? I think I could see that. So that's it. It's got a little bit of a hairline crack in here, and I think that if you just, when you first pour it in, poke it some more to make sure that it sets in there better, then you probably wouldn't get that hairline crack. But once it fully cures, it should turn a little whiter, and then you'll have something you could paint over. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. If you've liked what you've seen, please go ahead and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next video.